Hey, how you doing? I was going to go live into Facebook, but I appear to be having some technical issues today. But I just wanted to drop in to the group. It's been a long time since I've done anything like this. I want to drop in and just talk about one of the key issues that I see lots of people have in sales right now, and maybe just a couple of ways that you can sort of work past that straight away. Just in case you don't know, my name is Jamie Sargent. I'm the founder of Building Profit Sales Training. I'm a sales training organization that is looking to make sales simple for you so that you can focus on closing more clients by just having conversations that convert. Sales does not have to be over complex, and we don't have to be scared of it. So without further, let's jump into this one and look at it. So you've presented your product, you've presented the service you offer, whatever it may be. Now, that's whether you've cold called or the customers called you. You've been there and you've said, yep, we can do X, Y, and Z. Here's a quote, and off we go. Now, this is always a bit of a bone of contention because people will say, yeah, I've had that quote, and then I can't get the customer back. I don't know why. The customer just will not come back to me. They have basically decided that for whatever reason they're not going to use me or they won't talk to me. I don't know. I just can't get them back on the phone. Now, there's a number of reasons this happens in the sales process, but most importantly, we have to focus on the fact that 99% of the time, this is down to something you have said or done. And we just have to accept that, guys. In our process, we have to accept that something we've said or done that has led the customer to a position where they don't want to talk to you any longer. So, what is it that causes this, and how can we handle it? Well, number one, you've listened to the customer very basically. So you've asked a couple of questions at the start of your sales process. They've answered them rightly. You're thinking, absolutely perfect. This is a done deal. I'm moving straight down to closing this now, in, done, and I'm off. Now, what this leads to further down the line is the fact that you haven't listened to the customer properly, and that drives the customer to a point where they're thinking that this guy or this gal doesn't really know what I'm on about. They don't actually know what I'm talking about, and they don't really understand me. So when you present your product or service, they're thinking, perfect. And then you'll get there. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my partner. I'm not sure if it's the right price for me. Those sorts of things come up. Number two is you're not being viewed as an expert in your field. Now, this is a massively important one. When you sell any product or any service to anybody, you have to be viewed as an expert. And to be viewed as an expert, it was always down to the questions that you ask, the way you treat the customer, and the answers that you get back and how you respond to those. There is never a time when you will be treated as an expert if you ask two or three questions and then go straight for a sale. Because all people do is think, this guy is after the money, he's after the commission, he's on a paycheck, he just wants to get sold, get gone, and then on to the next person. And this in turn doesn't build trust with the customer. In fact, what it does is it turns the customer off because all they're thinking is you are looking to close a sale quickly to make your money and get it gone. Now, with that, again, we'll refer back to the questions you ask. The more information you gather, the more information you make the customer think about in terms of the way you question them, the easier these conversations will be further along. The sooner this short process of 2-3 questions done isn't a sales process that's you just winging and praying and hope that's going to make it. And it might do 1 in 10 times, but 99 times or 9 times in this scenario, it won't. There are better ways to do this. Number 3, again, this comes back to the questions that you ask. This one is the customer is actually never really in a position to buy this product or service. Now, this does happen from time to time. People like to either price shop or aspire to things that they can't really afford. It's if you walk into a Bentley showroom but you're on 20 grand a year, it's unlikely, I'm not going to say never, but it's unlikely you're really looking to buy a Bentley unless you've obviously got money somewhere else. So this does happen from time to time. But again, the questions you ask will highlight whether the customer is actually in a position to move forward with you or not. Number 4, and the biggest one of why this doesn't happen, is you don't ask for the sale at the time. Now, this by far is the biggest annoyance of sales trails world, but also of sales people's world, and it's also the customers. You do this amazing presentation. You've stood, you've gone around your product, you've gone around your service, you've gone around the amazing abilities it's got. You know everything the customer wants. And the one thing you don't do is you don't ask for the sale. And the reason you don't ask is you just assume a customer will say, yeah, I want to buy it. Now, 2 years ago, when we had COVID, that was probably the case. A customer would say to you, yeah, absolutely, done. Yeah, give it to me. There was a lot of surplus cash around. People weren't going anywhere. People were more likely to invest in products and services than they are currently. So you've got to remember to ask for the sale. And it is very simple as for us to move forward today, we need to do X, Y, and Z. How does that sound? That's it. That's all you got to do. No harder than that. Yeah, okay, for you to purchase from us today, we'd need a credit card or a debit card. Is that something you wish to go ahead with? And just keep it simple, guys. It's not complex. But if you don't ask, you can't assume the customer knows. Just because you've done it 1,000 times doesn't mean the customer's dealt with any company like you before, or even dealt with you. And number 5, and this again comes back to your question strategies, the person you are talking to isn't the real buyer. Now, this is this is more in a B2B scenario than a B2C. What you can find, category teams, category directors, procurement directors will sometimes have a different member of staff who's looking after the buyer, after the suppliers trying to quote for a job. And the reason they do that is because they want to be distanced from that connection, because the minute they know the salesperson gets with them, there's a connection and it changes the dynamics. All they want is the person in the middle to go out, get all the information, bring it back to them. They can then look at it and make their decision based off whatever their criteria may be. So you need to find this out. If there is another buyer in the scenario, then you need to question. You need to figure out how you get them into the conversation, how you get them into a call or a meeting. And it might be that you just put a bit of pressure back on them and say, if there's another buyer, we would like to meet them in order to understand fully the entire proposal, what you're looking for, and what product or service we offer requires the input of your team. And if you're not prepared to do that, then maybe we'll have to decide whether we can quote or not quote, because we'll be disservicing you if we don't. There are a lot of ways of playing that one, but if you're not talking to the real buyer, obviously, clearly, whatever you sell to them, you're never going to get a decision out of, because they aren't the person making the decision. The key constant in with all this is questioning strategies. So questioning skills, questioning strategies are your key to working out where all these positions are. And if you can build your questioning and your strategy around this will help you not only close more sales, but actually make you feel more confident, build up your trust, build up your own confidence as an expert in the market. And for questioning skills, we use the 5WH method and the TED expression. So 5WH is who, what, where, when, why, how. So who, what, where, when, why, how. And then the TED expression is tell me, explain, describe. So instead of having closed questions, we want to put those at the start of our questions. When we're trying to gather information, who have you considered for this product or service, or who have you used for this before? What kind of results have you got from your prior supplier? And why are you looking now for a new supplier? What is it you're looking to achieve from doing this project or making this purchase? Why is it now so important that you need to make this purchase? Tell me, the last person who came in to quote, what is it you liked about their service or product that they've offered in their quotation? Can you describe the impact of not doing this on yourselves, on your business? What is that going to look like for you? Guys, a very, very simple situation. Change your question into who, what, where, when, why, how. Tell me, explain, describe. And that actual method is used by the police in their interviewing techniques. And that ranges from all crimes, from a shoplifter through to very, very serious stuff. It's the same methodology. It is designed to engage the brain, and we need to engage the brain in order to bring the customer's level of resistance down. We want them to open up, start talking to us, and start allowing us to find out where they are and what they want to be. Otherwise, you will get price shopped and ghosted, and that's where people will get a price off you and you'll never hear off them again. And that is a very, very difficult situation to be in, because once you're there, it's difficult to get them back. Once the customer is gone, is harder to bring them back into the circumstance without any pre-arranged next meet or next call. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to drop in on touch on that subject. Hope it's helpful. It may be, it may not be, but I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.